Hello, I'm Leigh-Ann Gerrans, and we are continuing our continuous coverage today after the US and Israel launched strikes on Iran. And I've got Dr Elie Al Hindy here with me still. Dr Elie, Israel says it's attacking targets in the heart of Tehran as Iran resumes its airstrikes on Arab and Gulf countries.
Sure.
Supreme leader transition process begins today in Iran. That's according to security officials and sources in the country. What does the process of replacing the supreme leader look like?
Well, first of all, we have to highlight how important is the position of the supreme leader in all the Iranian system. It is quite centered on this personality, on this position, because he is at the same time the religious leader and the political leader and the supreme leader of the whole system. Practically, the choice of the supreme leader comes from the Guardians Council, which is a 88-member clergyman membership that were partially selected by him. So he practically had a lot of influence on who will choose the next supreme leader. Yet we are seeing now that the transitional council has been set up as per the constitution, including the president, Pezeshkian, the head of the judiciary, Ghulam Hussein Mohsen Ijai, and we've just heard now who will be the member of the Council of Guardians that will be part of the transitional council. It is Ali Rida Arafi. So the three people are gonna control practically the transitional period, until the council meets and elects the new supreme leader or Ayatollah per se. Now, having these three people says a lot about the transition also. We've had so many names that were potentially possible candidates for that position that is so crucial. And I think the choice of the new leader is going to say a lot about where Iran is heading. Are they heading towards a more confrontational aspect? Then we have names like Ali Larijani, we have names like the son of Khamenei, Mujtaba Khamenei, and we have other names in that field. Or if we go more towards a more pacifist, people are speaking about potentially Rouhani coming back, the former president, or some people from that circle. If Iran, I guess there's a chance now that with the choice and with the transitional period, Iran sends a very clear message to the world. I am willing to transform the attitude and the behavior and to reform this Iranian regime in a way that could potentially open significant doors, not only for direct negotiations, but also for a peaceful contribution in the future of the region.
So we just have to wait and see which side they do pick.
Definitely.
And that will, of course, send a signal to the rest of the world, as you said. But we're also getting news reports that Iranians have been celebrating on the streets and some have been mourning at the moment.
Sure.
We obviously saw those widespread anti-government protests in Iran back in January. Donald Trump said it's time to take back your country. Do you have any inkling of what we could see from the Iranian people? But at the moment, we know Tehran is being bombarded.
I think with the continuous bombardment, which is a significant factor on how things are going, and with the messages or signs that the regime is going to be sending to its own people, but also to the outside, things are going to develop either in the positive sense or in a very, let's say, confrontational sense. The people in Iran are eager for a change, for a regime that actually takes their concern into account, for a regime that is much less oppressive. If the current regime sends the right messages that it is going in this positive direction, then I think things could be controlled, managed for the well-being of the Iranian people, but also for the stability of the region. If the regime goes very aggressive again, if the regime chooses the more radical people, I think the people are going to take more and more to the demonstrations and try to seize the opportunity between brackets that Trump calls them for. But again, that they have been waiting for 40 years. We have to remember that these people have not known any other form of regime, and many of them are extremely highly intellectual people, very significant people, a very long tradition of civilization in Iran that is really eager to play the role it should play in this region. But unfortunately, I think the regime was not allowing it. So with the more radical choices of the government, I think the people will take more and more to the streets and try to seize this opportunity.
Dr. Elie, thank you.